and Enlightened World Network is getting it. So.
Okay, I think we're back. Are we back?
Yes, I see you.
Let us know if we are back. All right, now, before anybody shares, don't share yet. But good morning. Come on in. And then I'm going to go to my timeline. And Jeryl just watched me. It is set to public for all of my posts.
Okay.
But for some reason, I have to go in here and edit the audience.
Good morning, Peggy.
And make it public.
Hello.
Now you can share.
Yes.
And please do so.
Kathy Rupp is with us this morning. Kathy, hi.
Hi, Kathy. And Sherry came back. Peggy Mulcahy, Julie Kiss. Yay. So hello, share away, people. Share.
Oh, my gosh.
All right,
we love you.
Not doing it from there. So, okay, I see you. And Call Me Lou is here. Yay, Sharon Boyle.
Hi, Sharon.
So please share this.
And I was able to share to my pages this time.
Awesome.
So we're all good. We are all good.
Yeah, it's that little
Everybody got their
glitch.
Coffee. I don't know about you, but I really needed
I need a gallon.
It's like, let's put an IV in and just drip it right straight into the vein. That's how it feels like this morning. You know, it was a really busy but a really great weekend. A lot of healing got done over the weekend. I know I have been processing a ton, an absolute ton. And so consequently, I hope you all have been able to do the same. It's been one of those very great healing weekends. We had our workshop yesterday on grief. And for those of you who, Zoom started this whole new thing with a password and all of this stuff. And so I know it's been somewhat confusing for people to try to get in. And we do apologize for that. But there is a replay, and I think it's on, we did it through Enlightened World Network. That it was their event yesterday, and it was Teri and I and Kevin Morris. We did the grief release and angelic healing workshop again. And so, and that was our 2.0 version, which was really, really good. So if you weren't able to get in, you can go see the replay on Enlightened World Network. Correct? Is that right?
Enlightened World Network is a page.
Okay.
And on that page, you'll find our workshop there. So please, yes. And we apologize to anybody that couldn't get in. I had private messages from so many people that couldn't get in because of the password issue. Good morning, Jane West. And thank you for joining us. And Dawn's here.
And Dawn keeps losing us.
So, Tove. Oh my God, Tove. Hello. Tove is Lily Ann's sister-in-law from Norway.
Hi
from Norway.
Yes,
oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here.
Joining us. And Robert, you came back with us. Thank you. Wow. So we have an international group here today. Norway, the UK. Of course, Wendy is from the UK, and that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
So cool.
We're just, we're. In the miles, we're so far apart, but in the heart, we're right here together. And that I love about this a lot. And thank you, Wendy and Deirdre and Diane Allison Beiersdorfer.
She just came in.
Deirdre,
morning, Diane.
Fitzsimmons. Good morning, Diane. And Wendy Roberts. They are our moderators for the Angelic River family. And this is a public group, and we're starting to do workshops there on a weekly basis. And it's just a community that we are here. Teri is here isolated with me at the river. She came up to do a day of transformation three weeks ago. And fortunately for my husband and I, she got stuck here. Because it's been really so much easier to go through this with her here. And I know those of you who are alone, my heart goes out to you because I know how hard it can be. So this is our way of responding to those who don't have others around, or even if you do have others around, those of like mind who can come together and keep our vibration high and work through all of the emotions that are coming up, the fears, the grief, everything that we're all going through. And this time is triggering a lot of stuff in a lot of people. And so it can be very emotionally painful. And so we're here to not just lift each other up, but to heal each other through this.
Yeah, and really feel that community, feel the oneness. You know, every day we gather at the end and feel into each other's energy, and that's what it's all about. Hunter's here, and Jet, good morning.
Good morning.
So, you know, we've been asking you to really start to focus on you during this time, to go inside, to use that insight and during this time to really figure out how we want to be when we come into this new world. And that's one thing the workshops will do for you. We're brainstorming what else we want to bring forward. But I'm hoping that you are writing your letters, or at least journaling. You know, do something where you document this time, because when you come out of it, you don't want to say, wow, that was a blur. I don't even know what happened during that time, but I know something did.
Yeah.
So take some time to really do that. And I pulled our question of the day, which I apologize. I had such a busy weekend, I don't think I even pulled one. But it's Monday, so here's your question for the day.
Wow, this is a long one, too. Good morning, Carol.
Well,
sorry.
It's interesting because, as I said, we're asking you all of us, not you all, we're asking us all to search inside and see who we are. Who am I?
Yeah.
You know, and not just during this time of isolation, but who am I? And that's what this gives us the opportunity to do. We're asked to be silent, or not silent, but asked to not go out and socialize and stay put. So, if you're ready for it, here's your question of the day. What is it that fascinates me so much that the thought or feeling of it won't leave me alone? So maybe as you're writing out that journal or writing that letter, what keeps coming up for you? Is there a thought, or is there, is there a thought or something that is just there that's now able to come forward? Because before you had all that chatter and we had all the external stuff going on. Now it's time you can really sit and figure out who you are and what is it that's talking to you. Maybe this is an angel or your spirit guide that's whispering in your ear, and that thought is just like, wow, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I should look at that or pursue that. And the second part of this question is, how do I put this feeling into action right now? So you've got the time to process it, to think about it, to ask the angels, what is it in my life that keeps coming up? Maybe it's something that throughout your life you have thought, oh, well, that's interesting. Maybe I should look at that. Maybe it's to write a book. Maybe it's to become a speaker, or maybe it's to help others. Whatever that might be, see if there's a pattern in your writing or in your thought process as you're sitting in meditation or whatever. What's coming up for you? And that's, you know, we've had time now to realize what we're dealing with. We're dealing with this virus, and we're all dealing with it. We're being asked to stay put. So let's use this time. Let's use it wisely to really go further in. My thought is to write the book. There you go, Diane.
Awesome, Diane.
See, this is what I'm talking about. We can stimulate ideas. We can stimulate you to really look at yourself, because, you know, maybe you're like a lot of people that just like are wandering and wandering,
right,
and not really putting anything down into thought. So, yeah, funny you said that. Yeah, Diane, I knew that there was somebody out there that was getting that message.
Yeah.
So, yay, and I can't wait to read that book.
And good morning to Luann and Catherine. It's wonderful to see you both here this morning.
And Wendy wants to learn more. There you go. What a perfect opportunity. If you've wanted to learn something,
Yes.
Now
yes.
is the perfect
Now is the time.
opportunity to do that.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
And I know I'm brushing up on some of my skill sets.
Yes. And you finished your ordination
I did.
process.
I finished my ordination.
See, this is the opportune time.
Yeah, and they received it, all my paperwork, so
to
I
do
should
action.
know. Yes,
See,
action.
It's not a time to just sit on our butts. I started to say another word, but we're G-rated.
Yeah.
But it's time for us to start putting that into action. Thoughts become things. You create with your thoughts, with your words. So make your words what you want to create.
Okay. If you scroll up, Catherine, in the comments, I typed in the question, but it is, what is it that fascinates me so much that the thought or feeling of it won't leave me alone? And the second part is, how do I put this feeling into action right now?
Luann wants to learn French. It's her heritage.
Oh my gosh.
And Carol wants to return to astrology and numerology. I'm so loving this.
Yes, absolutely.
Sharon, most of my days I'm busy looking after the kids. I love your girls. Hi, Elizabeth and Zoe. But have been busy in the garden. So Sharon, so you're putting that into action. You're gardening. You're out in nature. Yeah,
definitely. And thank you, Deirdre.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
We are so proud of Jeryl Ann, and we're waiting for that day when she hears from them that she is ordinated as a minister. And we're going to celebrate. We want you all to be part of that celebration. So
I'm excited.
We'll do a virtual celebration party.
And that is, that whole process has really made me dive deep into myself. And so, in this time, I think we're all getting to see the patterns that we haven't liked about ourselves, the things that we've done, and to really own it and look at it and heal it. And I think the biggest thing right now that we all need to do is forgive ourselves, because we are all spirits going through this 3D human experience. And the part of that is, if we were meant to be perfect, guess what? We wouldn't be here right now, because the whole point is to experience the whole gamut of third dimensional reality. Granted, we're ascending into 5D, and we can't get there unless we let go of the 3D. But that can be really painful. And we can look at ourselves through other people's eyes and really judge ourselves harshly. And it can be one of the most painful things we ever do. I've gone through that here recently a lot. And so it's made me take a hard look at myself and what are my actions, what are my behaviors. And but all you can do is say, okay, I forgive myself. And that's not just I forgive myself and all is good, but it is a process. So please, if we don't do anything else, forgive yourself and be kind to yourself. Have some compassion for yourself, because not everybody's going to give it to you.
That's very true. And forgiveness, that's one of those words that a lot of people misconstrue, because in the 3D world, when you think about forgiveness, it's like, oh, I have to allow what happened, right? Whether it's a person that you think did something to you or a situation. So the thought process is, I have to be okay with that. Well, you do have to be okay with that, but the focus doesn't need to be on whatever happened, either the person or a situation. The focus needs to come back inside. That's what forgiveness is all about. Forgiveness is saying, I want everything inside of me to be clear so that I'm not holding on to anger, or I'm not holding on to regret or sadness. It's a letting go process, a surrender process. And that's not always easy.
It's uncomfortable.
I've seen so many things that people do, like bungee jumping, skydiving. You have to surrender to be able to do any of that.
On fire.
You can't hold on to the side of the rail and bungee jump. You have to let go, fall back, and just let what happens. That's how surrender is. And you have to surrender to forgive. You have to say, I'm not going to hold on to it anymore. I'm not going to hold on to that low vibration, because think about it. if I'm angry and Jeryl did something, this is a big if Jeryl did something that I'm holding inside all this anger and like, oh, I'm just going to hold this anger inside because she did that to me. And I just don't even want to look at her right now. Am I hurting her?
No.
Not at all.
Well, you kind of are because I'm really sensitive, but
well, yeah, but
yeah.
this is
But
just
I
a
see
what
what
if.
you're saying. No, you're right. You're right.
So she's like clueless. She's like, doesn't even know that something happened. But I've got all this boiling up inside of me. It's not hurting her. It's hurting me. That's the point about forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's not about anybody else in your life. And you know, I've talked to a lot of people, and there are people that are like, no, what they did is so horrendous. I can never forgive them. They can't grasp the thought that it's not about them. It's not external to you. Really, nothing is external to us. We have all this going on inside of us. But think about it as you're maybe having that thought of, I can't forgive that. That person did something to me so bad. And you know, Jeryl and I were talking this morning out here before the show started about some things that people have done to us in the past, and especially in relationships. I mean, we can do horrible things to each other in relationships. Yeah. And I was sharing, sharing something. Obviously, I'm clearing it too. Sharing something that had happened in my marriage. And it took me, I think, about 3 years to forgive that incident of what had been done, because I always looked at it as, you know, he was the bad guy. He did all this stuff to me. You know, it was something that was so horrible that it ended the marriage. And, you know, I don't even want to think about it as far as anything of my part of it. All I could do was focus on him. So when I finally realized, when I found Ho'oponopono, that's when it happened.
Yeah.
I found Ho'oponopono, and I realized I'm not hurting him by sending hate thoughts his way. I'm hurting the energy for sure, but I'm not hurting him. He's off with his new girlfriend.
Happy.
He's happy as a lark.
Yeah.
And here I am still processing the incidents that happened.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
So it's us that we hurt when we hold on to things, and clearing it, like some of you were in the workshop yesterday. Those of you that were in the workshop, if you cleared something, how did you feel afterward? Didn't you feel like you got wings all of a sudden and you were floating and wanted to fly?
Yeah. We've got some really good feedback on what you're talking about.
Awesome.
Dawn said, when I forgave, the doors opened up. I opened my healing center, and I've been open for 15 years. Forgiveness set her free. Hunter says, focus on the feeling, not the story. And Sharon says, I thought that for years, but realized that forgiveness doesn't condone the situation. It releases the pain, the hurt, and anger, setting me free. Hunter says it gets tricky also as the ego becomes horrified at its behavior. We have to just keep loving ourselves through all of it. This is such time for transformation. Oh my gosh, so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Carol Allen said she felt so light and happy after
Carol,
yesterday.
I was so glad you were there. Oh, light as a bubble. Thank you, Catherine, for that.
And Diane said, life is all a stage. We are each only playing parts. After we transition, we all just stand up and pat one another on the back and remember the love. Yeah. So might as well take that attitude now.
Absolutely.
It feels better. Yes. And,
it does.
And Teri, it's like we're all players playing a part in each other's movie. Mm-hmm. And before we came here, we had these soul agreements. This is my belief, okay? This is just my belief. We had these soul agreements with everyone that we've encountered. I've had many husbands, and I cherish each and every one of them because every single one of them had a soul agreement with me to take me through a different stage of my life. And every friendship, every enemy that I've ever had, it doesn't matter, the good, the bad, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is. These are pre-arranged on a soul level. Even our families, we pick our families, we pick our parents, so that the soul can have the experience that it came here for. And quite honestly, a lot of us pick some really challenging experiences here.
That
so
would be
that,
me.
yeah, me too. And so that when we got to this time, because we all knew on a soul level this was coming, we would be able to transition with people and help people and shine light. There is such a bigger picture that we just don't see. So on the ego side, we get hurt very badly. It's like we feel like our heart's breaking. And yet, those heartaches and those heartbreaks are the very thing we need to heal into the next stage of our lives. It is a gift and a blessing. And I know that sounds weird, but it truly is a gift and a blessing when you get kind of taken out at the knees, unawares or even aware. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it happens. It is an opportunity for growth, self-introspection, and healing, and releasing the 3D to keep us forward into the 5D.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, that was beautiful. And, you know, I really agree with the idea of the soul contracts. I mean, I've heard it like for so many years now, and I've checked in with the angels. Many of you know that I do channel the angels in, and I check in with them on stuff. It's like I don't just take, and none of us should just take any teaching or any thought that comes up as truth or as legit or with reality to it. So I always check in with my angels, and I do something else called the sway, where I check in with my body, and my body's going to give me a yes or no answer. So as I checked in with the angels about that thought that we have a soul contract and we have a soul family, we are a soul family. And that's what they shared with me, is that, yes, we do incarnate with some of the same people when we come into an incarnation. And I fully believe that we are all here for such a time as this. We're here for this ascension. We all signed up for this. Dolores Cannon termed it the volunteers. We volunteered to be here to help the collective that's on the planet ascend at this time. There's no accident or coincidence that you're here. There's no accident or coincidence that you're in this group. You came here, you already knew ahead of time that you were going to connect with your soul group, and you were going to feel that connection as soon as you saw it. That's how it works. I've met people before that I had never talked to in this lifetime physically, and it was like we didn't even have to talk. We just knew that that was one of our soul people, and we just had that automatic, there you go, you know, I know you, and I have known you for eons. We've done this dance before. We've gone through so many of the similar situations before to learn the life lessons to get us to this point, to the point of knowing we're light workers, knowing what our mission is. And I just love it. I love that feeling. Right now, I feel so peaceful about my life. And oh my gosh, if you'd known me before 6 years ago, there was no peace in my life. There was always drama, and there was always waiting for the next foot to drop, you know, like what's coming at me next? I feel so peaceful right now, and I know with certainty that I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be speaking up and helping others and bringing people to the light of knowing who they are and knowing that we're all connected together. We're doing this together. I think I said it a couple of days ago, there's no I in team, and we are a team. We are all working together for the same purpose. And just think, you know, when you think of, especially like a sports team, something like that, one person can't just take over and run rampant and do whatever the heck they want to do.
Right.
It has to be a collaboration. And that's what we do here. We're collaborating with everybody that's coming into the group. We're all working on it together. And yes.
And speaking of team, let's say good morning to Suzanne,
Yes.
Suzanne Randall.
Hi,
Sally De
Suzanne.
La Rosa is watching. I hope things are going better there, Sally. I hope your spouse is doing well.
Oh, who said that?
Christine Cassius, she says, I'm having a hard time forgiving the universe for taking my son-in-law from his family. We are lost.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
huge.
I'm so sorry for you and your loss, Christine, and your family. We will certainly hold you up in prayer. I wish there were some wonderful words of wisdom, but as we talked about yesterday in the grief workshop,
that's
just
part of it.
It's processing. It's the there are so many phases of the 6 stages of grief, and to understand and to try to come to terms with why it happened. And there's just so many phases of it. Do honor it within yourself, within your family, and if there's anything we can do to help, please do not, don't hesitate to call upon us. You can find us in Angelic River Family, and you can private message us on Facebook. If we're not friends, I'm Jeryl and Heatherdale, and Teri's under Teri Angel. We can't take your pain away, but we can support you through it.
Absolutely. That's what we do. We are support for each other. And there's many of us in here that have reached out. And, it's just the thing that we need at this moment going forward, not just for what we're going through right now. And I know we keep bringing that up. This is a time for us to solidify our community, to find our soul group, to have that to hold on to. And one of the letters of love that I wrote, I put in there specifically, I do not want to lose these connections once we're out of this isolation and separation. Because we will be, if this isn't a forever thing where we can't physically go out into the world. So how do we want to see that once we do get out there and integrate again? And that's one of the things, that's my intention, is to not lose connection with the people that I've established connection with. And this group happened, for any of you newcomers, this happened during this isolation and stay put orders that we weren't to go out and socialize, or it may not have happened. So I'm very grateful. And that's the thing, we can start being grateful for something because of what it brought us, and not look at, oh, I have to stay put, and look at the negative side of it. Look at all the beautiful things that are happening because of it.
What's that saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. And
yeah.
Teri happened to be out. For those of you who are new, my husband bought this property in 1971. That is why we are so very, very blessed to be here. And we have a deck that we built out here, and we're literally right on the river. It's 15 feet outside my door. And so we spend our mornings out here, our evenings out here, and throughout the day. And Teri was out one morning, and I think you were doing a video or something.
No, I was sitting there just meditating
Yeah.
and having my coffee and thinking. And we have two ospreys. They're a pair, husband and wife, and we've named them Lucy and Ricky because Lucy likes to talk, and boy does she talk. And she was waking me up every morning. She'd wake me up. I didn't need an alarm clock. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching Lucy and Ricky and just thinking, you are so beautiful. And when we do that, it puts an energy out, and they do receive it. And I'm just telling these birds, you are so beautiful. I wish everybody could just see your beauty. So I turned my video on. I did a little live with my camera and showed everybody the ospreys. And it just happened. I just started talking about, beauty and nature and what we were surrounded by, and wanting to bring everybody there with me. That was the thought process. I want to bring you all here. I want to hold you. I want to just get into your energy and have you experience what I'm experiencing. And that's why we do the sunsets too. We want you to experience that beauty. So that's how Angelic River Family was born. People started coming in and watching as I would talk, and I told Jeryl Ann what had happened. And so we decided to do it the next morning together. And that's when we actually decided, okay, let's do a group.
Yeah.
And you all named it. We didn't name it. It came together as a name from the group. And voila, here we are. I don't even know how many weeks into it. But it's such a beautiful thing that happens when you share.
Yeah.
That's the important point. Share, because you never know the miracle that might come about. This is a miracle. It's a miracle group. It's a miracle connection that we have made with each other. And for anybody that is new, one thing that we do here is lift each other up in prayer. And if you have somebody on your heart that you want to receive a blessing, put them in our prayer circle. Because at the end of the hour, we stay on for about an hour, we take your prayer requests, and I guide us in a meditation to bring those requests directly to God. We talk with the angels as well. The angels are not God. There's a distinction there. And we're not religious. We're a spiritual group that knows who we are and knows who our Creator is, that there is a power greater than us. And we don't preach to anybody. We don't ask that you believe the way we believe. We just love. And that's the best religion there is love.
That's the only religion. And good morning, Karen Boda and Fran Marley. They've joined us here this morning. It's wonderful to see you. And
the 24th of March was when it was born. Thank you, Wendy.
And you know, Luann, thank you for that. She said, so blessed to have you both guiding us through this process.
Thank you.
You know, we're guiding
each other.
We really are, you know.
There's no captain of this ship.
I know. And all of you, this is what I love about this group, is that your interaction with us, and if we could, we would bring everybody on and have you all here at the river, and we'd be doing this all in person. But I am learning as much from you as I hope you're learning from me and my experience and Teri's experience. We're in this together for the first time. It's not about, we are, it's like a big pot of soup. And we're all putting what we know in that pot of soup, and we're all taking it in.
That's right.
So it's such I am so grateful to each and every one of you, because, you know, we know a lot of stuff. I mean, both of us have been on a spiritual journey for over about 3.5 decades. It's amazing. Our stories are very similar, spiritual stories. And so, I got a whole lot up here, and I got a lot here. But every single person brings their own take to that, and we all learn in a different way. And so you may type in a comment, and I go, oh my gosh, it'll trigger something in me, and go, wow, I hadn't looked at it that way. And that spawns another growth spurt for me, and another release. And I wanted to address about Suzanne Randall. Suzanne, first, two things. One, your prayer request, just type it out in the chat, and we'll see it. If we don't mention it, don't worry, because the universe knows to take care of everything that's in here. The other thing is, you mentioned the 6 stages of grief. If you go to Enlightened World Network, there is, I don't know, I think they might have even called it the Grief Release Healing
We called
process.
it Acknowledge, Release, Heal Workshop.
Okay.
Because that's what we did during that workshop.
And if you go, you can see a replay, and I'm going to do it again today because I have some things I want to work through, and I could only work through so much yesterday. So go there, bring it up, and you'll see I do the explanation of the 6 stages of grief, and there's also a grief.com location for, I can't think of his name, I'm drawing a blank, but go there. And then Teri does this remarkable Ho'oponopono inner child release process. And then Kevin Morris does a full angelic Reiki healing treatment, and Teri and I and Linda Lemieux, don't know if I'm missing anybody, but we all did the angelic Reiki treatment. So even though it's a replay, you still get the benefit of that treatment. It will come to you. Just set your intention for that. So, yeah. So anyway, please do. So please check that out. And again, don't hesitate to friend us, connect to us. And right now, I've got the time that I've got, and I'm happy to help anyone. I know I've lost all of my, I do massage basically. My husband does golf carts, so we're down to just Social Security now, which is fine. So I know what it's like to not have, to need to process or to heal and not have the resources to do that. So please, I'm here, I'm available, whatever I can do to help. We're all kind of in the same boat with this. And so we're going back to that whole barter, helping our neighbors out to be helping them out. And that's what you're doing it for. Because as I heal and grow, and if I can help someone else heal and grow, that helps me heal and grow. So we really need to take care of each other right now in any way we can. So,
absolutely reach out to us. Some people jumped in. Judy Cole Hipper, Anne Marie Myers Clapp. Thank you all for joining. Hi. And Karen Boda was asking about the replay. Let me share for any of you who may not be familiar. We've talked about this before. In our group, we put topics on the posts, most of them. Anyway, so if you go to the topic workshops, you're going to find the link, or you'll find the actual replay of that in our group. If you can't find it, just hop over to Enlightened World Network, and you'll be able to see it there. It's also on YouTube, and I will put that link to the YouTube version of it, which is the same. It's just, it live streamed on YouTube, and I'll put that in the group as well. So thank you all for asking that. We're popping along, singing our songs side by side.
I love Sharon. Thank you.
And yes, and we love humor.
Yes.
And somebody was asking about how to put your prayer request in the circle. You type it into the comments, and we see that. And Doreen Morgan Burley, hello and welcome to you. All of you who are jumping in. And some of the names I'm not recognizing, and I apologize if you are a member of our group. We're getting a little big now. So join our group if you haven't yet. Angelic River Family. You can find us on Facebook. And good morning, Stacy. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for starting to put your prayer requests in. About 5 minutes from now, I will be starting into the meditation prayer. So she was feeling a bit shaky and emotional this morning, but coming around. You know, Sharon, that's what happens. Some mornings I wake up and I am like, oh, I can't do this today. I'm just like not with it, because a lot of us are receiving downloads and they're working on our energy while we're sleeping. So sometimes I wake up like a zombie and I'm like, I'm supposed to go out there and talk. And I know you probably had those moments too. It's like, maybe we should just skip it today, but nope. I get out here, I start talking to all you wonderful people and feeling your love. And love lifts us. Laughter lifts us.
It does.
Feeling into that support of each other, that lifts our vibration. And that's what we hope is happening with all of you who are watching every morning and coming in and finding us. It's a way of lifting our vibration, even when you're feeling shaky, Sharon, like you were referring to. Some people are having physical symptoms like headaches and tummy aches and all that yuck. Just realize that when you get into a comforting group like this, we're going to hold you.
Yes.
Just like we have our arms around you, comforting, nourishing you, nurturing you. We're not nourishing you. Well, we're feeding your soul. But that's what happens, is as we feel into the oneness together, we get lifted up.
I have a few prayer requests I'd like to mention. Sherry Seymour asked for prayers for my daughter Patricia Morrison and son Clayton Morrison. And our very own moderator, Wendy, she is going back to work tomorrow, and she works for the police department, and she's one of the operators taking in calls, dispatcher. I don't know, Wendy, I know I'm probably botching that, but they're not really uh, adhering to the 6-foot rule per se, apparently. And so obviously she is really very, very concerned, and she's at risk with some health issues. So please hold Wendy in your prayers and in your light. She's in the UK. They're 5 hours ahead, and her shift is from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. So we really want to hold Wendy up. Wendy has worked tirelessly to keep this group up to date, keep it going. She does posts. We owe her so much because she has been so tremendous in this group. So this is kind of my way of paying Wendy back and saying thank you by really keeping her in my heart and putting light around her and keeping her holed up. And yes, let's see. And Sally says prayers continued for her wife. She's home, but still fighting the fight.
And I saw Daisy's name come up.
Yes.
Daisy Wallace, we lift her up every day. And, the beauty of it is we do get feedback from you, which we love, because when we put out that energy together and lift somebody up, something does shift, something does happen. So we love to hear when somebody's doing better.
Yes.
Or that they received our love and something happened there. So let us know also if these are effective in that person's life as we all hold them up together.
Christine said, and I want to point this really out. Christine is the one who lost a family member, and here's what she just said. Through all of this, I have been helping all I can. Costco employee. I have been helping those who can't leave home. They have called me senior freshman. Pray for our family. I have God bumps right now from head to toe. And Christine, you make me want to cry, because here's the thing. When you are in your deepest pain, sometimes the way to get through it is to help others, but so few do. Right. And I just want to tell you, my soul to your soul, I love you, because you're putting other people first in spite of how much pain you're in. And that is the thing that inspires me the most. That is the thing that gives me hope during this time. Are people like you who, no matter how horrible it is for them right now, you're thinking about other people. So, dear God, please hold her and her family in your prayers and hold her tight. Angels, hold her tight, because
we're here for you.
We're
here for all of you, whatever you're going through. And thank you, Jeryl Ann. And yes, that's a tough one. And also my niece, I have a niece that just went through a double mastectomy for breast cancer. She still is healing from that, but she's being required to go back to work. And her work involves lifting. And I don't even understand how they can even keep this place open. It's not in my mind, it's not an essential workplace. But the fear there is that she's going to pull stitches loose. So there's a lot of fear about returning to the workplace, whether it's a physical issue, emotional, whatever's going on. So let's lift every one of us up that may be coming up against that. As people return to the workplace, and there's still going to be that lingering thought of, is it gone? Is it gone? Am I still going to be picking this up? So, let's lift everybody that goes out after this, that goes out and integrates into society. Let's put that intention. Intentions are so very powerful.
Absolutely.
Let's all set that intention for safety and for us to trust.
Yeah.
Go into trust and, just know that we are taken care of, we're supported.
And I think that meditation that we had, and we're getting close to your time for you to do your meditation.
It is past
and prayers.
time.
Yes, it is. But I think that meditation, I don't know about you guys, but Teri and I both felt a shift in the energy and a shift in what was going on. So,
yeah, definitely speak with your doctor, speak with your angels, because this is what I told my niece. I said, really really feel in intuitively, and if there's any part of you that says I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't go there, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't risk it, please.
Yeah. Faith, not fear. Thank you, Julie Kiss. I love that.
Yes.
Every day something comes up for us to really hold in our heart for the day.
I like that.
Faith not fear. I love that.
Yes,
thank you, Julie. Hi, Tom. Thank you for coming on. You're coming in just in time to let us know if there's something we can support you with.
Hi, Tom.
So any of you that want to type in, continue to type in, because when we go into the meditation, even if you haven't typed it yet, if you want to type it in, or you can hold that thought in your head. Spirit doesn't need our words. Words are for humans. Don't you like that? Words are for humans.
Yes.
Just what was that cereal? Tricks are for kids, silly. So words are for humans, silly.
Yeah, really.
Because they don't hear the words. They hear what's behind the words.
Yeah,
so,
Sharon.
Yeah, get your tissues out.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start to lift each other up.
Yes,
this sounds like a really good time for that. Anybody else that wants to continue to type in, please type in your request. But while I'm doing this meditative prayer that we do, I have to really follow what Spirit is guiding us to do, because it's not me talking, it's not Teri Angel, it's angels that channel through me and tell me the words that we all need to hear, that tell me whatever process we need to do to release any of this that we're holding on to. So we start with the heart-brain coherence. And thank you all for continuing to type in. The heart-brain coherence is putting your hand on your heart space. Now, why do we do that? Because wherever you're touching on your body brings your focus there. And, we need to be so heart-centered right now. We've got hearts that are aching for each other. People that are feeling all that emotions coming up. Let's go into our heart space and really center right now. Take a deep breath in and see that breath going right into your big, beautiful heart center. Not your physical heart that's beating. Yeah, we need that one for our life. We need our heart center for our spiritual life. So breathe in deeply, right into the heart. And then breathe that breath back out and start to feel that tension start to release now. And then take another breath in, and this time really feel gratitude, love, the love that you just felt, that compassion that you just felt for your fellow soulmate that came on with us today that was hurting so bad. Hold that person in your heart right now and feel into that compassion. Let your heart fill up with it. If tears continue to flow, that's wonderful. I encourage you to release that energy. Release what might be coming in. And now with the next breath in, I want to envision what you are bringing to the table with prayer requests. Is there something that you have on your heart? Something that maybe you did in the comments or you didn't speak out loud, but you're thinking it. Pull that energy in to bring up to God as we travel upward with our energy in just a second. First, I want us all to connect to the angelic realm. And to do that, let's all either out loud or in your mind, say the words, I believe in angels. I believe in angels. I know that they're here to hear us, to comfort us, to hold us, to give us encouragement, give us clarity. And for archangels in particular, I always call in because of their properties that they bring forward. There's Archangel Raphael, and I'm calling Raphael now to give us some healing. Heal our hearts right now. Heal these wounds that open up when we hear of a fellow being that's hurting. There's a wound that responds to that. So heal those wounds. I call on Archangel Michael to surround us, to let us know we're safe, to protect us from anything that might come into our physical being to harm us, that might come into our emotional being to bring our vibration down. I call on Archangel Gabriel. Please give us clarity, guide us in directions in our life of what we can do at this time, and also what we should or shouldn't be doing for our best and highest good. So Gabriel brings in that clarity to us, and we can hear it very clearly. And the angels always give us signs. So if you're getting a nudge, if you're getting a touch, if you're seeing words that you normally wouldn't see, that's Gabriel opening up you to receive that message for clarity. And then let's call in Archangel Jeryl for grounding and balancing. That's where we all need to really focus our energy right now, is to become very heart-centered and balanced. So I want to thank these angels that just came in and surrounded us, and maybe you felt their touch as they came in. Maybe they went directly to you, into your heart, and said, I'm here, feel my presence, know my presence. Have the faith and not the fear. Have the faith and the trust that we've got this. We've got this. They've told me that many times in the last few weeks. We've got this. It's just for you now to feel into that, to surrender, to not have to hold the controls, because really as humans we can't control this. So the angels are saying we got this. All right, so now another deep breath in, and I want this one to go down. It's going down, 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 far into Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. And let's all connect with the crystal center of Mother Gaia. And I know, Robert Dosa, you did a beautiful crystal healing, and I have yet to watch it, but I will. Let's all connect with that crystalline center of Mother Earth right now. Find your crystal as you go there. You'll know, it'll call to you. It may be a healing crystal. That may be what you need right now. There's crystals that bring forth that healing property of soothing. Maybe that's what you need right now. Or is it like a quartz crystal that just brings you so much openness and clarity? Maybe it's a protective crystal, like the hematites and the shungites, the tourmalines. Connect with your crystal right now. Whatever is there, whatever's calling your name, just go to it and bring that energy of it back up into your body now. See it coming up from the center of Earth, up through your feet, up your legs, which is your base, your root chakra. Let it connect in there for just a minute to help you stabilize, help you feel that sense of safety and security from being grounded. And then as you breathe in more, breathe it all the way up to your heart center. Feel it going and connecting right in your heart center, anchoring in that centering, balancing energy. Let's just all breathe in right now together. Feel into being grounded. Feel your soul start to realize that you're safe, and your body start to realize that you're safe. This is a safe container for you to come to express, to share what's on your heart, to share what loves are on your heart. It's a safe place for all of us to gather together. And now with another deep breath in, that breath is going upward. It's going up through your throat chakra, and I'm feeling some release that needs to happen in the throat chakras today. People that need to open up to expressing yourself, whether that expression is through words or writing, however it comes out, express yourself. Let's open those throat chakras right now. And then let it travel up further through your third eye, the intuition, opening that up. And Gabriel is helping all of us right now have more intuition. And then up through the crown chakra at the top of your head. And the crown is where you communicate with your higher self. It's where you put your energy up to your higher self, asking for help, to the angels, to your spirit guides, and reaching all the way up to God Creator, ever how you envision your God, the God of your understanding. It's all the same energy, but we tend to think of it in separate ways, in our own individual ways, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Everything that we do to reach to our Creator, it's all in oneness. It's all finding that higher self, that higher power that we're all connected to. We're all one. And that's what I want you to feel into right now, is the oneness. Feel it in your heart. That beautiful sense of oneness with each other. This family that we have built here. Feel that oneness with them, all standing with you, right there in the presence of Creator. And now that energy you brought into your heart of what you want to bring forward, whether it's a loved one, whether it's self, a friend, the earth, the inhabitants of earth, the nature, the trees, the water, the birds, the animals. Bring that forward right now, and let's all, I love what Spirit guided us to do, I think it was yesterday, to see a box, an open box in front of you, and place all those cares inside that box. Whatever these prayer requests are that people have been typing, speaking, place all of that into the box in front of you. And I see today that it's not individual boxes. It's one huge box that we're bringing together the energy into. Let's all place all the prayer requests that have either come forward or thought. Place them there in that box. It's huge. It can take on anything you want to bring to it. It's big enough to take on our planet. So let's put our planet right there in that box right now. Envision it sitting there in this big open container. And see God, Creator, looking at all these prayer requests. Looking at our hearts, not our words, but our hearts. And now let's close the lid on that box together. It's big, so it's going to take all of us. Really put your energy into closing that lid on the box. Wow, we did it. We did it. We closed the lid. It's not in our hearts. It's not in our hands anymore. We've given it over. We've said, here, I can't carry this burden any longer. Take this from us. And I feel release. I feel a lot of release happening. And just feel as God comforts us. Feel that energy right now. Hear those words again. I got this. I know it's not good grammar. God doesn't care about grammar. The energy is that we don't have to carry the burden. Let's just feel into that right now. Surrender. Letting it go. Don't go digging back in that box. We have a tendency to do that as humans. We want to give something away, but we want to pull it back. So let's don't pull any of it back out. Leave that lid shut. See it shut tight. And let's give gratitude. Gratitude to God. Gratitude to the angels. To our spirit guides that help us through this life. To our earth angels, and each of you are an earth angel. Give gratitude to each other. And let's gather in our circle, getting ready to do our heart telephone. And today, we always say, I love you, and I love that, and we need to do that. Today, let's add in gratitude. So as we gather in our circle, and any of you that are new, the process is to visualize somebody that's gathered here on each side of you. And you're going to reach out and you're going to hold their hand. And you're going to bring that hand up to your heart center as you're holding it. Feel the love that's in that hand. Feel that connection with each other. And today, when you look at one of the people beside of you, say the words, thank you, I love you. And let's send that around the circle right now. Thank you. I love you. And as it goes around the circle, it gathers energy. As it goes heart to heart, it's taking a piece of the love that's in their heart. And see it just gathering that energy as it goes around. This is a big circle. It goes around to each person, and it comes right back to you. This is the other part of the telephone. As you speak out those words are going to come back to your heart. Feel it. Feel into it right now. What does it feel like? Mine feels really yummy. Oh, it feels so warm and loving. And the last part that we do, we're going to say it to the whole group, to everybody there, those same words. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I love you. That's to the whole group. Yeah. Oh, and I do love you, and I do thank you for being in my life.
Oh, me too.
And I need a tissue.
Oh, here, I have some in my pocket, and they're clean.
Today was all about being emotional and being raw and not holding anything back. We're being asked to do that right now. Don't hold it back.
Release it.
Let it out.
Honor it. And where you feel you need to do a little extra healing or release, do that in whatever way that, you have. I know a lot of us have a lot of tools in our toolkit to do these processes, but again, we're available. If you need help, if you need things, just please reach out. Jeryl and Heatherdale and Teri Angel. If we're not friends on Facebook, please friend us, and we'll set up a time. I mean, we can do all kinds of things. So, because as we help each other, if we help another, we're helping ourselves.
Oh, you all are so welcome.
Thank you.
So speaking of some of the tools that we have, I was given a reminder yesterday of something I had signed up for. I think it was even before coronavirus. But it's a streaming that's going to take place out of Japan. I'm international now. And I have a 30-minute segment where, actually I think it's a 45-minute segment, where I'm going to be doing a full Time Heals session internationally for anybody that comes in, and then they have a very big reach. So it's Time Heals. For those of you that don't know, Jeryl Ann's a Time Heals practitioner. It's a method that was channeled in from the angels and the spirit guides, and it works with the chakras. It works with clearing our energy fields and brings in a healing energy from these ascended masters that are here helping us. So the date, if you want to mark it on your calendar, is April 22nd. I think that's a Thursday, I'm not sure. But I will put out the message as soon as they give me the PR on it. I will put out that into the group. And I'd love for you all to experience it. So even if you don't come in on that day to experience it, I will do a full-time healing in the group just to let all of you experience it. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart. And it's evolved over the years since it was first brought into me. I add in now the angelic Reiki. It comes through during the healing that happens, and working with Raphael specifically. I've always worked with Raphael, but he's my healing angel that comes through in all my angelic Reiki treatments that I do as well. So I'll put all that out, and there's many tools. Diane Beiersdorfer, she's very healing in what she does. So I know that she comes on and does lives every day as well. Jeryl has her show Rising Up with Jeryl on Saturdays. Y'all need to have a calendar going on. Maybe we'll put one in the group.
I think we need to put one in the group.
We'll put one in the group and let you all know all these things that are happening.
Pray for my angel. She's shaking and I don't know why.
My goodness.
What's wrong?
She is.
Yeah, it's not like you. That's not like her. So.
No. See that? Yeah, and she's been very standoffish this morning. Normally she wants to be right between us and have us hold her and love on her. So yeah, let's. We're going to end the live. Keep sending prayers out for Angel, please, and for us and for each other. I love you so much, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night wherever you are. Stay safe.